So what is going on, everyone? Fernando Silva here with another video, and today we're going to be going over an iPad Pro accessory that I've been using for a little over a week now, and I've been absolutely loving it, right? With iPadOS 15 releasing, or the Beta 1 releasing at least about a week ago, yes, a lot of people in this specific community were upset because we didn't get secondary monitor support and some of the things that we really wanted. But iPadOS 15 is just going to be another iteration for a lot of iPad users to start to use their iPad even more and more as their main computing device. And that is what this product kind of aims to do. It aims to bring your entire desk setup together with the iPad Pro and with one hub. And this is the aluminum stand and hub by SAtechi. And this thing is awesome. And I'm going to show you exactly what this is all about. Let's get into it. So this product is actually pretty unique, right? Because in most situations when you're dealing with a USB-C hub or a Thunderbolt hub, because now with the M1 iPad Pro you can use Thunderbolt, you're usually dealing with a dongle, right? And you're dealing with that dongle life, so it's usually hanging off your iPad Pro. It doesn't look that pretty, it's kind of ugly. Yes, it's pretty portable depending on how big the hub is and things like that, but for the most part it's kind of just like dangling off your iPad Pro, right? So what SAtechi wanted to do was actually bring that all together, and if you have a iPad Pro desk setup, or even if you're on the go because this thing is so compact, is to build a stand that has all the I/O that you would need from an iPad Pro. So the reason this stand is so unique is because of the fact that A, it's a stand and it's a hub. So you can see that the actual device is made out of aluminum. It follows that Apple and SAtechi aesthetic that they've grown to love and adore, right? That cool to the touch, space gray aluminum kind of look and feel. And basically all it is a little hub that's attached to like a wheel that turns into a stand, right? So basically you open this bottom portion up, which reveals the actual USB-C cable that's going to be plugged into your auxiliary device. In this instance, it's going to be your iPad Pro or your iPad Air 4, because it does work with your Air 4 as long as you have USB-C. This is not Thunderbolt, this is USB-C. But you see the cable right there, you pull that out and then you keep running the actual stand part up, and you can see that now we have a nice little stand situation right here. And on the back you have a full HDMI port, you have a USB-A 3.0, a USB-C for power pass-through up to I believe 100 watts, and then you have a 3.5mm jack and then a micro SD and an SD card slot, which is going to be huge. So this device, in my opinion, is for somebody who uses their iPad Pro as their main desk setup and needs the I/O like an SD card slot, like a micro SD card, like an HDMI, because they're editing footage or they're editing some sort of photo, or even with a micro SD card with a bunch of Word documents. If you need to move Word documents over to a bigger screen or things like that, that's why this hub is here for, and it's beautiful for a iPad Pro desk setup. So there's a couple main things that I really like about this stand, right? So the first thing is that it's actually not that heavy for what it is. So if you compare it to the SAtechi like main iPad stand, that's actually a little bit heavier than this device itself. And it's kind of crazy, right? And it fits with the 11-inch and the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. And yes, the iPad Air 4, like I keep mentioning, it will work with the iPad Air 4 with no issues whatsoever. One thing that's a little bit iffy is that once you do get into that stand mode, that tablet stand mode, there's no more viewing angles, right? So even though, yes, it moves a little bit, it's not going to stay there. So the only angle you have is this angle right here, and that is pretty much it. So if you're not okay with that angle, then this is obviously not going to be the device for you because you're stuck to one angle. But again, this is a hub, so ideally you're going to be using it with an external display or something along those lines. And then another awesome thing about this product is that I thought this was going to be like $150 or $200, but it's only $100. And in comparison, like I said, you have a 6-in-1 USB-C port and a stand built into one. So most good USB-C hubs and docks are anywhere from $60 to $100, and any tablet or good tablet stand is anywhere from like $20 to $40. So at the end of the day, you're getting a good product in one slim package that's very, very portable, lightweight, and can be used with not only an iPad Pro, but the iPad Air 4. And yes, these can actually be used with anything that has a USB-C port. So obviously, you're not going to be using it too much with a MacBook Air or with a Windows computer. But hey, if you're in a pickle and you do have a computer that you need to get some peripherals into, this will work with your MacBook Air, with your MacBook Pro, with your Windows computer. As long as you have a USB-C port, it'll work with it if you need like an SD card reader on the fly, and this is all you have. And then also, even though the new M1 iPad Pros have Thunderbolt, this will still work. Because remember, if you're using a USB-C dock with a Thunderbolt port, it'll still work. It's just the vice versa that won't work. So if you have a Thunderbolt dock and you're trying to plug it into your iPad Pro, 3rd gen or your iPad Air 4, then that won't work because the actual device isn't ready for that Thunderbolt 4 power. So this is a USB-C hub, not a Thunderbolt hub. Keep that in mind. If it was a Thunderbolt hub, then we probably get into that $150 price point with the SAtechi device. But like I said, overall this is a great accessory for any tablet user, anybody that's in the Apple world, Apple ecosystem, because it fits from an aesthetic standpoint. It's slim, it's small, it's lightweight, it's sturdy enough to hold your iPad Pro with no problem, whether it is the 11-inch or the 12.9-inch M1, which is what I have, which is the heaviest one they've created, in a little bit of time, and I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. So this is probably a great Father's Day gift in my opinion. So if you guys are looking for it, I'll leave a link down in the description below. SAtechi did send me this for full transparency, but they didn't tell me to make a video about it. I just wanted to talk about it myself and kind of give my 2 cents. And they're not giving a copy of this video before I actually release it. So these are all my thoughts and my impressions, guys. But shout out to SAtechi for sending this over. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We got a lot more goodies behind this camera that we got to talk about. But stay tuned, stay subscribed, and until next time, if you guys made it to the end, comment below that you did.